good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's an absolute pleasure to welcome you all to Kronos Live 2018. You get my cue. I think that's fantastic. At Kronos, we believe the great businesses are powered by great people like you all. That's why our solutions are purpose-built for your organization and all your employees. And tonight is going to be a very, very special and exciting night for us. But before we begin, I think I need a little ice-breaking, get-to-know-you better types. So I have a little question for you. Though I got to know the answer today itself. The question is, can anyone tell me which year and by whom Kronos was founded? Sorry? सही जवाब! इनके लिए जोरदार तालियां और इनके लिए एक तोहफा जो इनके टेबल तक पहुंचा दिया जाएगा. बहुत-बहुत शुक्रिया आपके जवाब के लिए. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a look at the very, very special AV we created for this afternoon. Let's take a look. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would take this opportunity to invite on stage Mr. James Thomas, Country Manager Kronos. For the welcome note and introduction, Mr. James Thomas leads the India business of Kronos Incorporated. James launched the business for Kronos in India in 2007 and has led it since the emerged as a fast-growing region for Kronos. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the man of the hour.
We are so honored, and it's a personal privilege for me to offer this interactive evening on Kronos and about all that Kronos believes in globally and in India with our customers and partners. And obviously, there are quite a few who are keen and passionate to join this community who's here today as well. So indeed, a warm welcome. Technology and innovation is reshaping and reimagining pretty much everything we are doing today. As a technology innovator, there are 4 dimensions. It's pretty much impacting every dimension that we know of, but we believe there are 4 dimensions that fundamentally impacts us. The 4 dimensions: cloud, mobility, data science, and social. Kronos believes there is a single 5th dimension which connects these 4, which is the people dimension. And our belief is, in this rapidly evolving world of everything shrinking around us, people are becoming the competitive differentiator. Can you imagine that by 2025, 75% of the world workforce is going to be millennials? A young country like India, possibly it's even a higher number. What does it mean? Maybe India is going to leapfrog the way we did telecom revolution in the people dimension space of millennials actually speaking into their phones and saying, I want leave tomorrow. Is it possible that HR applications can actually do that? Somebody speaks to the phone saying, can you tell me my leave balance? And it tells you. I want to apply leave on 31st December and it does it for you. The world is changing. How do we make that employee adapt better? What can you give in his or her hand for them to do their jobs better every day? Reeling through these tons of sheets, spreadsheets, reports.
There was another creature then, a creature we don't give respect to now. And they can't. We have killed all tigers almost. You're keeping them alive somehow. Please, please don't kill, right? Cockroaches, yeah, go for it, kill them. You can't kill them, right? Because they are most adaptive thing. This is what nature rewards. Nature doesn't care how majestic you are, how proud you are, how much ego you have, how big you are, it doesn't matter. That's what. Now, two industries I tell you where you do die if you don't adapt. Some industries you will suffer, your returns will fall, your product will not sell that much. Okay. But entertainment and technology. If in these two industries you don't adapt, you don't innovate, you just end, right? With that, I want to end my talk. I hope you have a great evening today. Thank you all for listening to me. And thank you, Kronos, for having me. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and let's call out his name together. Mr. Neil Solomon. Give him a big hand, everybody.
So my talk today is going to be centered around a number of things. So technology is changing. You all know that. No one knows that better than people in India. It changes each and every day. And on a scale that is really unparalleled in the world. There's 2 countries that have this kind of scale. 3 themes I'd like to talk with you about today, which is work your way, work smarter, and work in a modern cloud, which I think are things that are germane to each and every one of you. However, when I was here just a few months ago speaking with a group of CFOs, I'd encourage you to really contemplate this question and this one question only, because it really shapes the rest of this discussion and perhaps some of the other things that you'll be talking about today. Do you view your workforce as a necessary expense? That's the first question. It's the first option. The second option is, do you look at your workforce as a competitive differentiator, as a competitive advantage? And once you answer that question for yourself, and each one of you will be at a different place of maturity with that, then these other themes that we talk about will have their neat place in one bucket or the other. As we talk about productivity in the workplace, as we talk about employee engagement, we certainly talk about millennials and flexibility, right? So if we're not evolving and changing things, the odds are that we're going to regress and go backwards.
In the era of digital disruption, technology is transforming every aspect of a company, including managing a 21st century workforce. In order to keep up with the evolution, companies and business leaders can no longer operate in their old paradigms.
So this is the Kronos bot in action.
I'm going to push it because I'm the lazy one.
Yeah.
Apply for leave 15th July. How about that? Let me try it again. Apply for sick leave. That's why I get him to do all the demos. Okay. July 15th. It's smarter than me. Okay, it wants to know which year. 8. Yeah, that's correct.
And that's
How
it.
cool
That's
is
how
that?
easy this is.
So
this is work your way, work smarter, and
work smarter
work on a modern
and
cloud.
work in the modern cloud. I think, Varun, we better start looking for a new job because product demos are going to be a thing of the past. Everybody's going to speak to the phone.
3 distinct factors why we went with Kronos. Number 1 is, of course, a very tightly integrated hardware and software application, a very robust hardware that allows you to punch. It can integrate on a real-time basis. Once Kronos was on board, we found that our horizons got broadened, and we laid down a complete roadmap in terms of what we want to achieve. We started with attendance management and operational visibility in the first phase. And then, of course, we are then looking at, in future, about the optimization piece and the productivity piece in the end.
Please meet the person who's heading Kronos support function for Asia Pacific. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and let's welcome Tom Osonitis, Director, Asia Pacific Customer Support, to speak about development and enhancing customer support experience and the future which is bright with our customers. Give it up for him! Thank you.
Thank you very much. Hope you can all hear me well. Thank you. Dedicated to hiring the highest quality technical experts. We're also committed to their ongoing development on their technical skills, on Kronos products, supported platforms, new technologies, and of course their interpersonal skills. And this to ensure their long-term capability and their long-term improvement and capabilities in serving our customers.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much.
मेरे को सिस्टम समझ में नहीं आता है। मेरे को अपना अतुल के पास जाने का, उसको बोलने का, वो सिस्टम में डाल देगा। क्या मगजमारी है?
मैं दिखाती हूँ, फोन दिखा दे रहा हूँ।
मेरा फोन काय को?
दिखा ना, फोन दिखा।
तो कुछ करने का नहीं है इसमें।
अरे
तो कुछ
काम की चीज दिखा रही हूँ यार, दिखा ना।
हाँ,
ये देख। वो अपना कंपनी का सिस्टम है ना,
हाँ,
वो देख कैसे फोन पे आता है।
मेरा फोन पे ये कंपनी का सिस्टम आएगा।
देख आ गया।
अरे हाँ, अभी
वो उस दिन तुझे अतुल सर ने नाम और पासवर्ड दिया था, वो याद है क्या?
हाँ, मेरा ना।
हाँ, वो डाल उधर।
लीना पी, तू पासवर्ड काय को देखती है? हाँ,
अभी तुझे क्या करना है? स्वैप करना है ना?
हाँ,
तो वो देख वहाँ पे स्वैप लिखा है
इधर।
हाँ, उसको दबा।
हाँ,
हो गया। अभी कब जाने का है देखो?
संडे को, रक्षाबंधन है ना रे।
हाँ, तो 26 ना, वो देख 26 पे कब तेरा टाइम दिखा है?
हाँ,
आया? हाँ, उधर क्लिक कर।
गड़बड़ नहीं होएगा ना रे?
तो सुनना मेरी बात, कर उधर।
गणपति बप्पा।
अभी किसके साथ चेंज करने का है?
गिरिया के साथ।
हाँ, तो अभी वो देख वहाँ पे गिरीश कदम लिखा है, मिला क्या? हाँ, उधर क्लिक कर।
हाँ,
हो गया। अब बस वो सबमिट का बटन है ना, उधर दबा।
अरे ये तो हो भी गया। हाँ।
Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for a panel discussion about the various changing dimensions in today's dynamic workplace environment. Theme of discussion will be various changing dimensions at workplace, work related to employee engagement, work-life balance, and organizational productivity.
Let me first start with Shamik. That's okay. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay. So Shamik, you currently work for Hindalco, and obviously a large manufacturing setup. What impact are you seeing on the shop floor nowadays in terms of productivity?
It's a combination of many things, how you hire, how you train, how you supervise, how you treat people. In my experience, in the Indian context, it's a mix of all of that. Of course, technology makes a difference.
So Anil, let me turn a little bit to you. You have a very interesting background, as I discovered. You've worked in finance. You have a finance background, but you've kind of done, worked in the business side. Now you're working on the IT side. So you look at it from lots of different angles. So, in your current role, based on what you have seen, what impact do you feel technology can have on issues like productivity?
Yeah. It is given case that technology has to be stable, it has to be there. And the millennials who are coming in the business these days are taking it for granted that technology is something which is a given case, right? But what business wants when you have to really outgrow the competition? And when we look at the challenges which we see in the business, with a very complex state-run businesses across 17 breweries in India, we find that we have to be seamlessly connected to each other, which is basically network security and our data security. But on the top of it, business analytics is something which I believe is on the cusp of everything.
So let me ask you, Melvin, on this first. How do you see employee engagement, and what impact does it have on the customer for you?
Sure. I think employee engagement is everything when it comes to life insurance business as such. Because any person who is able to succeed in sales between 3 to 6 months is a person who is going to sustain and be in the organization. And if you see attrition in a life insurance sector is anywhere between 60 to 120%.
Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite on stage Mr. Prabhakar Rao, Senior GM IT and IS. He's with us as our esteemed customer speaker from Natco Pharma.
I saw you can apply leave as part of the artificial intelligence, as part of the machine learning, or as part of the data that you have. Kronos should also tell us, what is the time that you should take an off. Okay, probably it should recommend. So I'm sure, some of the people in the banks, etc., would have a compulsory leave for people to ensure that, the business continuity is affected properly. So people have to necessarily be recommended a leave over a period of time. If they have worked for more than 200 days, a kind of compulsory leave should be recommended. That's one of the things.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker is from .One, which is a management consulting technology services and people transformation company.
India has more than 50% of its population below the age of 25 and more than 65 below the age of 35. And the magnitude of the population we are talking about, we all know, is 1.3 billion. Yeah? So these 5 gentlemen: discipline, speed, go for gold, innovation, and as I said, raise the bar. Now, look at a situation where some of you have implemented business solutions, and in this case, Kronos, and you've just gone live, and we heard in the skit somebody say that, hey, we've just gone live, we do not know where to punch, it's coming in English, it's coming in Hindi. You've got your backs against the wall when you're putting in new solutions in front of people. But let's not forget, once you have raised the bar, and you're on a raised bar level, by bringing in more innovation, the whole life cycle needs to start again.
FirstSource was our first multinational cloud deployment, with the solution being deployed for more than 20,000 employees across US, UK, India, and the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to invite an esteemed customer speaker from the service industry, Mr. Manjunath Srivatsa.
In terms of tangible benefit, okay, James, I don't want you to use this for not giving us the discount in future product. Of course, I want to thank you for some of the things you have helped us in improving our productivity. But yes, there are some challenges. I'm sure we'll work around and fix it. But having said that, it really helped us to track attendance, better management of leave grants and leave cash encashments, accurate payroll. At least in the India and Philippines geographies, it really helped me to give the entire attendance, leave, night shift allowance, okay, loss of pay data, accurate overtime payout. So OT is one of the challenges we are facing. So we are not now able to integrate everything. So Kronos does give us all this data for our payroll calculation. Track on policy deviation. I think one of the issues that we face is in a BPO setup. I mean, just to give an example, we have 36 different shifts in a span of 24 hours. So obviously, you can understand the complexity of scheduling. So it becomes very difficult for us to do that on an Excel sheet. So we do have another third-party application which helps us, giving us the high-end scheduling. But having said that, Kronos really helped us to crack this code of 7-day violation, where you can't have an employee working beyond 7 days. So obviously, as a company, we don't allow people to work beyond 5 days.
So thanks to Neil for having come down, especially for this. Thanks to Tom. I wanted to really, one of the challenges that I have as a leader, we have as Kronos in India, is to shift the game on sustaining customers. It's always easy for an organization to say things, promise things, sign up customers, and then to sustain the delivery to that promise, right from implementation and even more so after that, is always a challenge when you're the first employee and you're trying to create this team and the culture and the environment on how we can support customers. Thank you. So the bar, it's all invitation open, and I think I'll hand it over to Pramila, who did an amazing job as the MC as well. So thank you, Pramila.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Okay, you can follow the instruction, but before that, we need to charge up a bit because we'll begin with our award ceremony. So I would like to begin the first category of our award ceremony, Excellence in Workforce Management, the Kronos Way FMCG. For that, I would like to invite our special guest, Prashant Srivastav, to give away the first category. Give him a big hand, everybody. Our first winner in this category is, oh, I love this. This is the only time I get my attention. Mr. Anil Arya, Abinbev Manufacturing. Give him a big hand. Abinbev uses Kronos across 10 breweries and 6,000 plus contracts and full-time employees. Abinbev set the benchmark in contract workforce management in the FMCG sector and was able to get real-time visibility and minimize compliance risk. And our second, no sir, one more award. And the second winner in this category, ladies and gentlemen, is Ferrero India. Ferrero deployed Kronos for over 3,500 full-time and contract employees at its Baramati plant in record time. Well-defined change management initiatives and tight project control enable on-time go-live with excellent acceptance within the organization. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for gracing the stage. Now I would like to invite Mr. James Thomas to join me back on stage. Come on, you need to give him a big hand still. Mr. Neil Solomon. Mr. Tom Asonitis. See, I've been going silent. You got me. And Mr. Rajiv Barman. 10 years Kronos Partner Champion, ladies and gentlemen. This award goes to DNV Security Solutions. DNV has been Kronos' long-standing hardware partner for installations and terminal support. Their untiring efforts to deploy resources on the fly to manage support issues on-site or install Kronos terminals in remote locations has been invaluable for Kronos and its customers. You don't make... Yay! Yay! Okay, the last award. See the smiles on their faces? Okay. Emerging Partner of the Year 2018 goes to Allsec Technologies. Kronos would like to recognize Allsec Technologies as the Emerging Partner of the Year. Kronos and Allsec derive significant synergies to provide value to our customers through an integrated WFM payroll solution. A big round of applause for these gentlemen. Thank you for gracing the stage, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay, well, first of all, thank you very much for spending some time with us today. And so New Dimensions at Work really talks about several different themes related to the workforce. Work your way, work smarter, and work in a modern cloud. If I back up and look at each and every one of those, a lot of it deals with does an employer view their workforce as a competitive differentiator versus a necessary expense? Within that are things like enabling and facilitating employee engagement, driving productivity throughout organizations, and of course letting companies take advantage of the modern cloud, which provides things like artificial intelligence, machine learning, in-memory databases, and makes our solutions ubiquitous across the world.
Right. And could you give us the unique selling points of this particular platform?
Yes, so one of the unique things that we've done with it is we really started from the user experience and then moved backwards into the system. What we consciously did not do is look at our existing systems and try to incrementally improve them to work in a modern way. We looked at it to be very disruptive and looked at the world and said it's social, it's mobile, and it's boundaryless. And we started out looking at mobile as a platform and then backing that up in terms of how our systems provide that in a ubiquitous and a consistent experience regardless of platform.
How do you take this entire platform ahead in a market like India?
Thank you, Swazi, for providing us this time today. Indian market, a technologically savvy young India, is possibly at an inflection point which needs cutting-edge solutions like workforce dimensions more today than any time previously. Through workforce dimensions, what we are trying to bring into the market is innovation at its best in terms of how flexible, agile you can create your workforce and how tools can really support that highly empowered, engaged employee that India needs today for us to get for us to become more productive as a society. What we try doing very differently from that perspective is there is a shift in mindset that is needed in the Indian environment in terms of looking at productivity, looking at flexible ways of working, also in relation to where our millennials and the new age workers who are coming into organizations and what their aspirations are. So our platform is uniquely geared to address some of those things as building blocks, to take them through a journey of maturity in terms of how we evolve processes in organizations and how these tools can be adopted.
I think Kronos' business relationship with ABI and the previous one was S.M. Miller is for more than 5 years. And we chose Kronos primarily because they were offering a very good business capability which was end-to-end, managing from in-touch sensor where the blue-collar employees, specifically in the breweries, mark their attendance in punch and punch out. It gives a leave encashment and leave benefit, which is most compliant with the union agreements with Minimum Wages Act. So the compliance was the biggest issue which we were facing, apart from the productivity of the labor force. So I think that is why Kronos was the best fit for us.
We have a lot of blue-collar employees, like at all the airports across India. Some of our are on-roll employees, but mostly are contractors. So basically streamlining their day-to-day activities and making them accountable because before Kronos we were not even aware that whether the contractor is providing the said numbers or not. So with Kronos we are at least having that clarity now okay, whether if somebody is committing us 100 people a day, he is providing 100 people at a particular station. So that is something that Kronos is helping us with, but still we are in the process of implementing all the modules, and as we move ahead we'll definitely see the benefits out of it.